What's up, y'all? It's Nifty Q. That's Gifted. We are here with another rehash. It is Tuesday, October 24th. I'm excited to get into this. We are peak chaos in the market right now. It's only Tuesday. Feels like we have enough drama for an entire week already. I'm excited to be sitting here with you. I'm excited to be sitting here with Gif. What's up, brother?
I'm stoked to be here too, my guy. We got the top 10 stories of Web3 from the last 24 hours, and we got to do it in just 10 minutes, Q. So no time to waste. Let's get into it. What's up first?
All right, the big story to start the week was that the DTCC ticker for the Bitcoin BlackRock ETF here was added to their website. That sent the prices of Bitcoin just like going crazy. So many shorts were liquidated. We got up to around 35,000 plus. And then they decided to remove it on Tuesday. So we got a full removal of that same ticker, and prices started to crash. We have since recovered a little bit. So yes, this was going to send the market into a bit of a panic. And apparently it's because the SEC requested that it be removed because it has not been approved.
I also saw something about BlackRock being charged with not disclosing some things from the SEC. That's breaking, so I don't know that we can pull that up right now, but just know there might be more to this story developing. Yeah, the SEC is just not going to give us any leash here. But, you know, let's keep it going. The next story, one of my favorite tokens as far as tokens go, Pepe. It started to pick up. It's been looking good, and they just burned about $6 million worth of it. I'll pop over here really quick just to share the 7-day chart. Looking strong, up about 44%. You know, as a Pepe Maxi, it feels good, man.
Yeah, I think the big piece of news here as well is that they brought on some new advisors to see what they wanted to do with the tokens rather than just kind of leaving it as a community-led initiative. So yeah, some big pieces there out of the Pepe ecosystem. All right, this one hits close to home here, Gifted. So you had the Pepe. I've got BlockFi announcing that they are coming out of their, I guess what you would call it, their emergence from bankruptcy. So right here from their profile, just a couple hours ago, saying we have emerged from bankruptcy as of October 24th, 2023. What this means is essentially that investors and people that were using the platform, clients, if you will, are going to be not made whole at some point, but they are going to get some portion of their funds back. It really has to do with the FTX bankruptcy proceedings. Like if we get a full reimbursement by FTX, I'm sure that might mean all BlockFi holders are going to get made completely whole. But likely what this means in totality is that we're on our next step to at least getting some funds back for clients.
Yeah, I hope it works out for you and anyone else out there impacted by that BlockFi situation. Seems like positive movement. Speaking of positive movement, let's get on to the next story here. Prominent Sol-based PFP project, Claynosaurz. You know, we're chain agnostic. We try our best to keep up with what's happening everywhere, including Solana. Well, they've got some cool new things, a flurry of updates, including among them new events in Amsterdam, full 3D animated characters, a colorful physical plushies. You got nice video coming out here too, Q. I mean, we talk so much about how hard it is to do 3D well, and this is, you know, regardless of the chain, one of the best looking 3D projects that is out there on the market.
Yeah, big shout out to the Solana community here. We are blockchain agnostic. This is also their event list for Amsterdam. So while everyone's kind of getting funky out there in Asia, the Claynosaurz are going to be getting after it in Amsterdam. We don't know a lot of PFP projects that are sitting there on Solana that are doing extremely well, right? We saw the Utes, we saw DeGods kind of move away from Solana. Claynosaurz,
top team on the Claynosaurz, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take us into some less positive news. So we're all around the map. I told you there was going to be chaos. We do have an update here from Tyler D on the Friend Tech ecosystem. So I've got some personal anecdotes as well, but you can see this is kind of a high level view. The good total volume, about 8.85 million. That's awesome. That's the highest since October 4th. The bad, this was driven all by sellers. There's a lot to this. We covered some of this yesterday, saying that Vombatus actually had sold about 176 of his own keys onto his holders, about 850 ETH there, dropping his token price or his key price from 8 ETH all the way down to 1. Also on this note, Stats was making some announcements as well. 84% of the total volume today are people selling keys. So a lot of negative there on the Friendtech front. I should mention as well, Vombatus moved on over to New Bitcoin City, which is a competitor. I don't know who in the hell in their right mind would buy one of his keys after what he just did. But I am seeing a lot of sellers on my own personal timeline there on Friendtech. The holders are going to stay there, man. It's more airdrop for a lot of the people that are strong diamond-handed there on Friendtech. So it's tough days for a lot of people there, but I think we're going to forge ahead with the real ones.
It'll be interesting to see if there is any impact in terms of social reputation score or anything like that for rugging your community on Friendtech. But anyway, let's keep it going. Pudgy Penguins could not let the apes have all the fun out there in Hong Kong. Some cool announcements here from the Pudgy team. Pudgy Hong Kong going to be doing some cool events in partnership with the team. Apparently the team's actually going to be there. PenguFest coming soon. But yeah, all of this going to be happening around Ape Fest there, and the Pudgies are going to be throwing down as well. So for anybody making it, maybe this will be worth checking out as well.
Oh, 100% going to be worth it. I feel like the vibes in the Pengu community are very, very high. So I've got the next piece. Vibes are getting better in the 10KTF ecosystem. We have Valerie here who joined us today while Keegan was giving us a breakdown of the Grailed, which is going to be the new PFP drop. She did her own kind of ecosystem overview here, saying, what's up 10KTF shop? Here we got an update for bounties as well. And this is super important because the PFPs for the Grailed are starting to come out. You can see they're going to be monsters. You know, interestingly enough, this looks like different sediment in the other side. And we know 10KTF is specifically tied into the other side. And then the only thing I'll add there is you can see she gives a shout out to Eric Reed. I will say that both Eric and Bam Bam here are pretty much taking over as leads of that collection, which it's basically been run off community-led initiatives to this point.
Yeah, that's great news. They need some leadership, man. And I'm actually very excited about the Grail. The floor is only around about 0.15 right now to get a G tag. And honestly, I'm looking at those like maybe I should jump in because they have the benefit of being tied into the other side and actually developing from the jump for that integration and all those utilities. But let's keep it going on to the next one. Artifact keeps doing cool stuff. You know, we kind of sleep on them. We don't talk about them that much, but let's just look at the cool shoes, man. I mean, it's just cool stuff they're doing. This is for their collectors, a very cool drop. There's only 40 of these, Q.
Yeah. Yeah,
am I
really,
getting that right?
Yeah, only 40 men, under promise, over deliver here, because what this was essentially, they had an event earlier in the year in April that basically you had the utility of burning or combining different assets, 10, I believe. So 10 original colorways. Those who did those redeem during that event in April were able to get a part of this drop here, and it was just completely unannounced. Like this is awesome.
It's a flex, man. If you got one of these 40 pairs and you rock that to a conference, that is a flex. And Cam Taylor was asking a lot about, do you think that the clones are at a good price right now? Is it like they're at 1.5 ETH? It's a little bit pricey for me, but you can see there's still a lot happening with Artifact and Nike.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you there. All right, I've got the next piece here. Real quick from Phantom Galaxies. They have some upcoming announcements as it's related to minting of catalysts here within their ecosystem. You can see catalysts are going to be airdropped based on a couple different pieces here. You have the Avatar and Starfighter generative mints as well, and then an update on Astropher rewards. So things are moving there into the Phantom Galaxies ecosystem, the mech fighter game backed by Animoca Brands. I'm actually excited to talk with the team on this one because it feels like they're looking to kind of simplify their ecosystem, even though it looks like they're adding more NFTs. So I think they're going the route of trying to simplify and make sure that people know what's going on within Phantom Galaxies.
Right on, man. I hope to see more coming out of them as well. I'm not in that ecosystem yet, but I do love a good mech game. And you know what? Maybe the most bullish news of all, NBA Top Shot. Are they coming back? We're seeing a lot of bullish momentum, bullish things happening. Is this the ultimate bull signal? NBA Top Shot announcing that they are now going to have one-of-one moments. They're designing new gamification, new ways to provide scarcity rules. And yeah, man, I mean, that's what they really kind of messed up in the first place was their supply and the scarcity of their collectibles. So to me, that's the biggest news in this announcement is one of ones and scarcity rules.
Yeah, we don't often hear about what's going on over there on the Flow protocol, but I think, this was, and I agree with you that one of the bigger announcements of the day. I don't know, again, if it's going to go overlooked, but being able to have one of ones are definitely what the community was complaining about, the over kind of distribution and having that amount of supply. As there's some gamification here as well, where you can actually use your cards for kind of in-game activations while these players are playing. The NBA starts tonight, actually, for the 2023 and 24 season. So yeah, big shout out to Roham and team there for listening to the community.
Good timing on all of that. And you know what? Good timing here too, because that was it. All 10 stories. Thank you for hanging out with us on another rehash, and we will be back tomorrow. Q?
Yo, appreciate it. Hey, big shout out to the Oniforce ecosystem as well. Me and Gifted were selected as Ronins as a part of that collection, that PFP, that brand. We cannot wait to kind of support that ecosystem in a better way. So yeah, let's rise, baby. OVOT.